I think the best way to glorify God is giving the testimony. Because I think the devil hates the most when we come up and give testimony of our God. Because we glorify Him, and that is the thing He doesn't like. And I'm very thrilled to come up and talk to you, give my testimony. And whatever I have, yesterday I was pondering about some things I would like to share with you all. So I would like to start with Exodus 14, chapter 14, verse 14. The Lord will fight for you, and you shall hold your peace and be still. Amen. So, how does this thing that we say the God will fight for us? So, when we say God will fight for us, we have to totally submit to Him. Without some supplication, we cannot allow God to come in our life and solve our problems. The thing is, first we have the weapon of God, devil is doubt. We always have doubt, and this doubt comes when we put ourselves, we put ourselves that I can do it. It's my credit. I have to do it. And we don't believe, we don't have faith. Certain doubts keep coming us. Even though we try our best, doubt keeps on pouring us and discouragement. So we have all our earthly needs. Everyone have earthly needs, be it emotionally, mentally, money, health, job. Even we have certain addictions, lot of addictions that we have here. And we also have regarding our children's marriage, we have lot of issues and earthly needs. But all these earthly needs, if we submit to God, He will fight for us. He has told His promises. He's told that you just be still, you don't have to do anything. But we still accuse people. We have arguments, lot of arguments. This argument is a very huge weapon of devil. Because no, because we have lot of doubt, and we think the other underestimation. We don't know the estimation, the power that the opposite person have. And we underestimate that this fellow just keep on talking something about God. What does he knows? But we don't know how the word God uses a person to talk to you. He sends all these people, divine connections that we have. And that is how we have to we should have that power to understand what God is trying to talk to us. Then secondly is that accusation. People have lot of even if you do good work, even if you do 99% of good work, that 1% that you made a we are humans, we make mistakes, but people remember that 1% that mistake, and they forget that 99% of your whole hard work that you have. And accusation comes from close people, maybe from our family. It comes from very close, your friend. You might like your friend, you might give everything for your family, but maybe that 1% that you do and you destroy everything. But God says, let me fight, even if it is your accusation. I can give a testimony for our flat. Bobby has done a flat which no builders, I mean, he has not done any quality. He has not compromised with any quality or anything. He did everything very correctly with every permission from municipality. He has done everything correctly. But still, there is a case going on in his name. People have put a case telling that the whole building is illegal, and there are lot they have found out certain things which loopholes, everything. The case is still going on. So if we retaliate, thinking that sometimes we do get desperate, and we'll also show him. They are accusing us, we are doing so good hard work, and no, it is not our work. Our work is just to do good work. God says that hate, hate cannot be with hate. You have to love the people who hate you. I mean, pray for the people who accuse you. He has told that straight away. And I tell you today, I stand here and tell, even the case is going on for a year or two now, nothing, no problem has happened. Because he has told, no weapon will prosper against you, because I am with you. You just do good works. People who curse you, you pray for them. Just I keep on praying for them. I just pray every morning, Lord, give them the knowledge that what they are doing is wrong. You can turn their heart. We cannot do anything about it. So accusation will come, everything will come, but you have to see that our God is there who's fighting, and He has promised this. Now, third point I want to come is anxiety. This problem that everyday paper nowadays we open and we see this problem, anxiety is going, addictions, drug, lahari, every day when you open the TV, when you open the newspaper, only this is going on. Then next is suicide. Now, what is this? Suicide coming? How is it coming? Because of this anxiety. And God has told, even in anxiety, He has told that in Philippians chapter 4:16, He said, "Be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication and thanksgiving, let your requests be known to God." He has clearly told that don't be anxiety is not our way. And this anxiety is what? It leads to depression. The other word of anxiety is depression, nothing else. Now, recently, we had a tailor, a family tailor. He is stitching blouses and churidar of all our family members, Bobby's sisters, mine, sister-in-laws, cousins, everybody. He's a family tailor. He comes to our house just before I think in February, his son had gone just 1 month after my son into Canada, and he was asking all about doubts about, because my son had just left for Canada, and he wanted to know how is Canada doing and all that. So I said it's okay, you can. But his son was very good in studies. He has passed his NEET exams, and he wanted to join Merchant Navy. So I told him, he said, so he asked my opinion. What is your opinion? Should I send him? So I said, see, my son did his BCom. And frankly speaking, he is okay in studies. So I thought of, but your son is very good. He's passed his NEET exams and he's merchant navy. He's very good. He scored about 90 marks. Just rethink about it. I think here is good scoring. He will do good. I told him that. He said, no, no, that time it was a trend. Everybody is going. Yeah. So he said, okay, he wants to go. I said, that is okay. If he wishes, you can send him. So like that, he went after 2-3 months. He did all his paperwork. After 6 months, after my son left, he went. He was doing good. He did his recently he came for a marriage. They fixed his marriage and he came for marriage in Feb. His marriage was maybe a Sunday. Before that week, nowadays they have this photo shoot. They go for a photo shoot, and he was supposed to go to photo shoot in that Tumbur Muri, they do that shooting. So a Saturday he went for shooting, and he asked a car of his friend. His father don't, he's a tailor, he don't have a car. So he told his friend to borrow a car to go. Now this friend also had come from some Australia and all. They had planned and for the marriage. So he, on that day when he was supposed to go for the photo shoot, this friend of his said, "Oh, I cannot give you the car. My car is having some problem." And this and so this fellow got totally upset and he couldn't go. So the girls' party was already waiting in Tumurmuri to take the photo shoot. He didn't turn up, so the girls' party got very annoyed. Naturally, they were waiting in the hot sun. So that girl called him and gave him nice bad words. I mean, he really so very bad things he said that he got totally broke down. He became full blind, not knowing what to do. So this happened in Saturday afternoon. So that girl, they went back. So in the evening, he was sitting quietly in the sofa. Now the father doesn't know anything. Father was in the tailor shop. He wrapped up his work from morning. He comes in the evening home, and he sees his son sitting right in the sofa, very upset. So he asks, what happened, Mone? You had food? No, today I'm not feeling hungry. Okay, Veshpilya, like that he said. So from morning you didn't eat, today evening it is 6-7 o'clock. What happened? He started scolding the mother. Hey, you didn't tell anything to give. She's telling, I told so many times, I could not feed him. He should take if I kept his food ready. What happened? He said, no, today I'm not feeling well. But then he's telling, Daddy, I want to tell you something. What? Ee kalyanam venda. I don't want this. Why? What happened? No, I don't think. I'm not that girl. She spoke to me very badly. I don't think. Just for this little mistake, she spoke to me very badly. He said, no, no, that is just in a range. Some people tell, no, you don't have to bother. Why are you getting so scared, this upset about just two, three words? And the father didn't tell anything, and he went like that. Just that was the last word, and he went up. He had a room on top. He went. Next Sunday, they found him hanging. He committed suicide. Suddenly, in the WhatsApp group, our family group, the son no more. He committed suicide. So I was thinking, this suicide day, this Saturday night, how much he must be struggling, how much anxious, how much depression, what all thought must have come. And the ultimate, that Satan, the devil who comes and he tells, take of your life. That is the time. If someone, I pray to God, if that time, if you could send someone to talk, to give that word to him, that there is life, don't worry, this is nothing. Young boy like my son, he committed suicide just for one. He heard that that girl is upset. If this father had the knowledge of God, God's word, I'm sure today he would be living. Yeah, just 1 week before he did this, it was such a, I broke. I mean, how can you see that? Then you see all these hoardings of his son, and he was doing very well in Canada. He was had his own business opening of this food stall, mobile food he had opened in a van. So this is the thing I'm telling. The devil's weapon. First one is doubt, next is accusation that you feel you have to do everything, and then anxiety. Now, what is this anxiety? How it comes? It is our imagination of our negative imagination of the future, which is not yet there. We keep thinking all negative things, but God has told that don't be anxious. So today, I just want to tell that this thing, suicide. Even we saw recently one mother with two daughters in the railway track, and they are given a footage of the night before she's leaving with the two daughters to go in the railway track. Just imagine that time when she's leaving to the railway track with the two daughters, small daughters. They don't know where mama is taking, what they're happening. And the loco pilot has told, I could see they are sitting in the track, then mama is holding the two daughters like that in the track, but I can see them, but I cannot break. How can I break? They are very close. He told his experience that he could see that mama, and then we know the rest, everything was there. So these are the things that is going on, and we need really to be praying for all these things, that if God can give us that this the struggle night that they do the night before this, if God can send some angels, some, we keep on praying for these people. And we heard from our messages that we have to be ready for the strong winds. We have to be ready. That's how God will help us. Now coming to my son's, Mr. Kerala, uh, this testimony, I just want to give a small testimony here that actually when my son decided to do this bodybuilding, there was lot, still now, not even before, there are a lot of, even in our family, people are very against this. They accuse me of encouraging these things, and not telling the good things. But I know that what it is his passion. Now Sunita Williams, she was 9 months in the space. We think what mad, simply at all she got a good job, she's going in the space, but that is her passion. She likes to do that, she enjoys being in space. So is my son, he loves doing that. So he started this from class 9th actually. He started doing this, and it is not that I didn't tell him not to do, because even I had certain doubts, but he continued, he loves doing it. So during this process of bodybuilding, he only closes his doors. He doesn't come out much, he doesn't talk. And during this period, he keeps praying. He closes his door and he keeps praying. I have two sons, but both are very different in character. My daughter is looking, if you ask her one question, she will give a list of answers. But my son is yes, no. Very good. You ask him many, but he doesn't talk much. But then he didn't tell me. I saw in Insta for this. He has written lot of things about God, how he prayed, how God gave him the vision, and how much he thanked God. He wrote lastly that I didn't get what I want, but God gave me what I need. Now, during this, he had just come from Mr. Trishur from all the way from Canada, but he got like he wanted to do Mr. Kerala. He started preparing. He changed his ticket. It was supposed to go. He changed for 1 week because the competition was after 1 week. And I told him, "What is this? You wasted money. Why you? No, Mama. This is my last. I wanted to do this. Let me. God has given me some vision. I think I should go for it." And he went for it, and. There are certain rules to judge for this Mr. Kerala. They see your body and you have to show your abdomen like it should stick. That is called vacuum. I don't know about it. I didn't know. I came to know afterwards. It is called like you have to show your abdomen absolutely inside, so that you have to show that you got no fats. That is they give you the trophy. So my son, he was showing his body everything, but he was not doing that. And the judges had some conversation. So what my daughter did, she wanted to take photos of him. So she was sitting with me. We were quite far. The stage was there. So she said, "Mama, I'm just going in front. I think I have to take the photos." So she just went. The judges are sitting here, and she just went the next, just behind the judges, and she heard the judges uttering, uh, "Everything is okay, but his vacuum is not good. I think we cannot give him because he's not showing his vacuum." This word I heard first time. I didn't know. You have to show totally your abdomen pumped in. You have to show it, and that needs lot of. So my daughter heard that judge is telling that. He's all 99% they are supposed to give him, but that 1% he is missing. They are doubting, they are discussing. Vacuum കാണിച്ചില്ല അതൊരു ശരിയായില്ല അപ്പോ this my Madhuri ran from backstage, and he came to wipe his sweat. I don't know. This is all God's plan that he is working, and actually he's not supposed to move from there. He's showing his body. He just comes out, and Madhuri is there. He just come to put that paint or something. He just and he sees Madhuri, and Madhuri says, "Come, then show your vacuum. You're going to miss it. Vacuum, Kanki." She told, and she came there. And then he realized that he's going to miss that. So then he did his best vacuum. He gave the best of his vacuum. He just pumped inside. And then the result was declared that Mr. Sunny Bobby is Mr. Kerala. So God worked it. This is my testimony that I wanted to give. My son really works hard for this, and I thank God that his passion and that thing that he wanted, God gave him. I thank God, and I really praise God. I glorify God, and I always pray for every children that they be the pride of their mother and father. Thank you.